It happened at the beginning of November. It so happened that I urgently needed to go to the dacha and pick up some valuables that I had accidentally forgotten there since the summer. I live in the city, and the dacha is about 20 kilometers from home. It's a long way to get there. After the metro, you still have to shake on the electric train for half an hour. I went after work, terribly late. As a result, I got on the last electric train at about 12:30 at night. By the time I got to the right station, it was over an hour. There were no people around, and the dacha was still a couple of kilometers away through a forest belt. It was cold, terribly cold. There was almost no civilization, only 2 dim lanterns by the platform. There were no taxis there either. Wildness. But there was nowhere to go. I quickened my pace and began to calm myself down internally. The moon had just begun to wane, so its light still illuminated my path quite well. The first 3 minutes were quiet and calm, until I entered the forest. The narrow path under the fallen leaves and a thin layer of either snow or frost was almost invisible. I was walking at random. Suddenly the night silence was broken by the sharp creak of a breaking tree branch, exactly where I had passed a minute ago. Horror washed over me like a wave. I felt hot. I instinctively turned around. The moon illuminated a huge silhouette rapidly approaching me. At that moment I had no time for reflection. I ran forward in panic, clutching my bag. Behind me I heard loud breathing and a low growl. I had the complete feeling that a wild animal was chasing me. It caught up with me catastrophically quickly. I only managed to scream, after which I fell, and it hung over me. I was shaking. Heat and a tart animal smell emanated from its body. It deafened me with its loud breathing, stood right above me and began to sniff my head and neck. The moon disappeared behind the clouds. Only sensations remained, impenetrable darkness and the burning rage of a predator above me. The beast swung its paw with the sharpest claws, tearing my jacket off. Its next swing hit me right in the stomach. I couldn't even scream from horror. It seemed like my heart was stopping. When its teeth came into play, I was already saying goodbye to life. It tore my clothes several times around the neck. The moon came out again, and the last thing I saw was how the massive muzzle of a wolf-like beast with burning eyes and an open mouth was descending towards my neck. I closed my eyes. Somewhere in the distance, a drawn-out howl was heard. The beast above me was distracted to answer its terrible interlocutor. Its howl covered me completely. I still didn't dare look at him. There was silence for a few seconds, after which a new call sounded from afar, and then the monster that had tried to have dinner with me ran off to its relatives. I looked around. It was empty and the moon was shining again. I ran to the dacha, opened the door with shaking hands and locked it with all the locks. I still couldn't fall asleep. I treated the oblique wounds on my stomach, which were aching terribly. I packed my things, and in the morning my brother came for me. I told him everything. They decided to sell the dacha. We consulted and came to the conclusion that it couldn't have been a wolf. Wolves are 3 times smaller than my terrible pursuer. Either it was the devil himself, or a werewolf. Don't walk around at night, children.